Oi oi girls and boys and everything in between, it's me, Ace Trainer Liam, back with another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we have a look at a Pokemon with more than one form and we take a look at the differences between those forms in order to see if one form is better than the other. And just for a bit of fun so we can see these Pokemon on the battlefield, we also have a Metronome battle between the two Pokemon. If you're a fan of the Form Fight series and you're ready for more, hit the like button to show that you love this series and also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already so you never miss an episode. But with that out of the way, let's have a look at today's challengers. Today we're going to be comparing the two forms of Golem, Kantonian and Alolan. Now Golem's pre-evolutions, Geodude and Graveler respectively, do have their own Kantonian and Alolan forms. However, we won't be comparing these since the majority of people don't leave these Pokemon unevolved. A Geodude caught in Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova or Kalos will be the original Kantonian form and will evolve into Kantonian Graveler at level 25 and then into Kantonian Golem when traded. Similarly, Alolan Geodude, who can only be caught in the Alola region, will evolve into Alolan Graveler at level 25 and Alolan Golem when traded. So what makes these two forms so different? Let's take a look. The Pokédex tells us that Kantonian Golem stands at 1.4 meters tall and weighs 300 kilograms. Its Pokédex entry tells us its body can survive dynamite blasts without a single scratch, but it hates rain and humidity. Once a year, this Pokemon molts and its shed shell returns to the soil. This process creates enriched soil, so farmers collect the shells. Alolan Golem stands at 1.7 meters tall and weighs 316 kilograms. The Pokédex says that it fires rocks charged with electricity. Even if the rock isn't fired that accurately, just grazing an opponent will cause numbness and fainting. Because it can't fire boulders at rapid pace, it's been known to seize nearby Geodude and fire them from its back. In terms of appearance, these Pokemon share roughly the same shape, aside from Alolan Golem having one less claw on each foot, and of course having the huge black rocks on its back, which are used as kind of a launcher to fire rocks at opponents, as we said before. In their shiny forms, both these Pokemon's shells take on a more golden coloration, although when it comes to Alolan Golem, the shell colour is certainly much more vivid. Now let's take a look at their typing, weaknesses, and resistances. Kantonian Golem is a dual rock and ground type Pokemon, making it weak to fighting, ground, steel, water, grass, and ice, with both the water and grass weaknesses being 4 times weaknesses. This Pokemon resists normal, flying, poison, rock, and fire type attacks, and it also has complete immunity when it comes to electric type attacks. As for Alolan Golem, it switches out the ground typing to become a dual type rock and electric type Pokemon. As a result, its weaknesses are fighting, ground, water, and grass, although this time the water and grass weaknesses are only 2 times weaknesses, and the weakness to ground is the 4 times threat. Alolan Golem's resistances are normal, flying, poison, fire, and electric, and this Pokemon has no immunities, although as an electric type, it can't be paralysed. Now let's look at the stats and abilities of these Pokemon. Kantonian Golem is a physical beast. With decent HP, fantastic attack, which was increased to 120 base power in Generation 6, as well as an incredible defense stat. Being the hulking beast it is though, it is terribly slow, and its special attack and special defense are also pretty lame. Ability-wise, Kantonian Golem's primary ability is Rock Head, which prevents the Pokemon taking recoil damage. This sounds like a great ability, until you realise the only move Golem can learn that's affected by Rock Head is Double Edge, a non-stab move that is super effective against nothing. It can also have the ability Sturdy, which causes Golem to survive with 1 hit point whilst at full HP if it's hit by a move that would have normally knocked it out in 1 hit. This is especially handy for situations where you need to deal as much damage to an opponent as possible, but you know Golem might be knocked out easily by that opponent. It allows you to survive and deal at least some damage before Golem bites the dust. Its hidden ability is Sand Veil, which causes the accuracy of moves used against Golem in a sandstorm to be reduced by 20%. I mean, it's a fine ability, and I'm sure some people find it useful, but for me, it's not that great, since you also need to set up the sandstorm in the first place, meaning Golem's going to be hit by a move anyway because it's slow, and in my opinion Sturdy is just the much better option in this case. When it comes to Alolan Golem, its stats are exactly the same. No point dwelling on it because it has the exact same stat distributions as its Kantonian cousin. Its primary ability though is Magnet Pull, which prevents Steel-type Pokemon from switching out whilst Golem's on the battlefield. This can be very useful as it can derail opposing trainers' strategies and allow you to punish a Steel-type Pokemon they may not have wanted to pair up against your Golem. Its secondary ability, just like the Kanto version, is Sturdy. Its hidden ability is Galvanize, which is the signature ability of the Alolan Golem family, and causes all normal type moves used by Alolan Golem to become electric type moves, and receive a 30% power boost. Let's not even begin to discuss how terrifying a stab electric type explosion with a 30% power boost would be. This is the go-to ability for Alolan Golem. Now it's time for me to decide which of these two Pokemon forms I like the most. When it comes to Kantonian Golem, I don't really have any kind of nostalgic attachment to it. I started playing Pokemon back when Pokemon Red and Blue first debuted in the UK, and to be honest, because I didn't have a lot of friends back then, or friends with link cables and Game Boys, I couldn't trade my Graveler to become a Golem, so I rarely saw Golem in-game. So I've got no real attachment to it, much like with Machamp and Gengar. When it comes to Alolan Golem, I'd say it looks pretty cool, if not a little bit comical. But the deciding factor for me is Alolan Golem has such a cool ability in the form of Galvanize, it's just too cool to pass up. So in my opinion, Alolan Golem is the boulder of choice. But of course it's not all up to me, it's also up to you guys to decide which of these Pokemon is your favourite. But before we get to that, let's have the Metronome battle. Let's see these Pokemon in action. As with any Metronome battle, I will just point out all the Pokemon you see on the battlefield have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats, they're not holding any items, and their abilities are their hidden abilities. And of course we already know these Pokemon all have the same base stats, so really it's their typing that's probably going to be the deciding factor in this battle. Other than that, everything else is at the mercy of the Metronome. Let's do this. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, Battle of the Boulders, Kanto versus Alola. As we see everybody come out onto the battlefield there, who's going to be the first to move? We see Shiny Kanto. What's the first move going to be? Guard swap. What a waste. What an absolute waste. So you're swapping out the defense and special defense changes that have not happened yet. Fantastic. Great job, mate. So we see Shiny Alola goes for Roleplay. Going to swap out Galvanize for Sandveil. Very interesting. That now means normal type moves from the Shiny Alola will actually hit now. Because of course Galvanized Pokemon turn normal type moves into electric type moves, which will not affect the Kanto side. As we see with that trump card, got changed by Galvanize to an electric type move from a normal type, so didn't hit. We get a jump kick on the Shiny Alola. Super effective. More than half damage from Kantonian Golem there. My word. We're going to see Kantonian Golem once again get to move first now with Beat Up. Going to do 2 little bits of chip damage there because there's 2 Pokemon on this team, but it's not looking good for Shiny Alola. We see Shiny Kanto. What's it bringing to the table now? Going for Icy Wind. A little bit more neutral damage. Also going to drop the speed stat of these 2 Pokemon, I believe. So Kanto certainly has the speed advantage at this point as well as the HP advantage. It's not looking great for Alola. Here we see regular Alola going for double team, going to increase the evasiveness. That may be a very important factor right now because you need to avoid as many hits as possible at this point. So that increase in evasiveness is going to be very, very handy. And we see Memento! Shiny Alola is going to kill itself in order to drop the special attack and the attack of the Shiny Kanto. Oh my word, this does not look good for Team Alola. Team Alola's back is against the wall now because it's all down to regular Alola to win this battle. You're lucky you got that evasiveness increase, mate, because your work is cut out for you. And Sweet Scent is going to reverse the evasiveness drop. So regular Alola is right back to having regular evasiveness. So all moves are going to have their same accuracy at this point. Here's the Rock Throw. Little bit of stab damage there, neutral stab damage at that. Oh, Alola, you need to really pull out the good stuff. Going for Minimize, gonna re-increase that evasion. Oh my word, it's the war of evasion at this point. Alolan Golem needs to stay firmly away from any of these attacks. Here's an Egg Bomb, it's still gonna hit. Little bit of not very effective damage. Alolan Golem needs to hope that all the moves used on it are not very effective. We see Smelling Salts, which is going to miss. That's a testament to that Minimize we saw earlier. As Alolan Golem, what are you pulling out, dude? Ring Out, which doesn't affect the other Golems because it's a normal type move, and that Golem, the Alolan Golem, still has Galvanize, so it would have been an electric type Ring Out. We see regular Kanto going for Agility, going to definitely have the speed advantage for the rest of this battle. Very interesting play. We see Shiny Kanto bringing out Stun Spore, but of course Alolan Golem is an electric type and therefore cannot be paralyzed. What's Alolan Golem going to do? Flame Wheel! You need to do better than not very effective moves, my friend. Oh, the Alolan team is at such a disadvantage, even with that critical hit. Look at the Kanto team's HP. Practically full HP on both Pokemon there. We get Power Whip! Oh my god, that would have ended the battle. If that would have hit, that would have ended the battle. That grass-type Power Whip would have been a death blow. We see a Dragon Claw. Is this going to do significant damage? A tiny bit of damage because of the attack drops that shiny Kanto has had all the way through. Forest's Curse going to add regular Kanto having the grass type at this point. That's going to be interesting. So it's now a grass, ground, and rock type. What's Kantonian Golem going to retaliate with? It's going to use Conversion! And because Memento's its only move, so it's going to become a normal type. Wow, what a way to counter Forest's Curse, man. Oh my word. We see Shiny Kanto bringing up Charge, so it's going to raise its special defense. It's going to play the defensive game. I think that's a really good strategy at this point from the Kanto team, because they've really got the attack advantage. Here we go. Confide. Gonna lower the attack of who? Of the shiny Kantonian Golem, so lowering... Oh, special attack, my apologies. Gonna lower that special attack even more. So, definitely no special attacks from shiny Kanto there. Psywave, how much damage is that gonna do? Psywave brings Alolan Golem into the red, not quite enough to take it down though. Oh dear. We get Astonish, is that gonna be the end of the battle? Oh my goodness! Alolan Golem hanging on because of those attack drops, it was able to survive that Astonish. We get Judgment from Alolan Golem. Is it going to be enough to do some decent, significant damage to Kantonian Golem? And the answer is no. It's going to do less than a quarter of its HP, it looks like. And there's Kantonian Golem. What are we getting? A Hex. That's got to be the end of the game. That's been absolute domination from the get-go by the Kanto team. Down goes Alolan Golem. Here is your winner. The Kantonian Golem team just absolutely wrecked Team Alola. That was fantastic. So now it's time for you guys to decide. Let me know which of these two hulking boulder Pokemon is your favourite of the two. Let me know in the comments and also explain why it is that one gets your vote. Make sure you follow me on Twitter for all my latest updates, and of course come and hang out in one of my live streams on Twitch. Also, if you'd like to see Form Fight before anyone else and you'd like your name in the credits of these videos, consider becoming a Patreon. It costs $1 a month, which is less than the cost of a decent pen. Of course, make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on so you never miss an upload from me, but until next time, I'm Ace Trinilium. Keep on training.